Hi everyone, I'm V from Paint and Hiding. It's the beginning of a new year and a good time for a fresh start. Inflation has continually been on the rise globally, so today I wanted to share with you some tips I have for anyone looking to save money and go on a no-buy in 2024, whether it be for just a month or for the whole year. Please watch till the very end for a free worksheet that I've put together for you to help you succeed with your no-buy. I've successfully gone through my own version of a no-buy back in 2022, so what I'll be recommending today are things that I found were useful and helpful to my success. In this video, I'll be going over how I prepare myself mentally and some tips that will help you get started and maintain your no-buy. Let's get started, shall we? First and foremost, what are your reasons and intention for going on an art supply no-buy? Do you want to save money? Are you trying to minimize your collection? Maybe you're just tired of keeping up with all the trends. Personally, as an example, my reason is that I bought a lot of stuff in 2023 that I still haven't used yet. And my intention is to just save money generally, and to really get to refine what supplies I like to work with instead of keeping spending money on things I end up never using. Next, rules. This is where we set our own limitations. Some of you might want to completely go cold turkey and not buy anything at all. Or maybe you'll allow yourself to buy products and replenish as you go. This really depends on you. As an example, my one main rule I want to stick to this year is no leisurely buying until Black Friday. I want to discourage impulse buys and be more mindful of my purchases. And then, because of this YouTube channel, I will allow myself $20 a month as a budget to either replenish my supplies that I truly love, or for new items to show on this channel like limited edition colors or new releases. Obviously, that doesn't apply to most of you, but you can certainly allow yourself a certain amount of budget per month instead of going on a complete no-buy. Which, I guess that sort of makes it more of a less buy. So this rules section is completely up to you and what limitations you want to set for yourself. Moving on, what is your plan to help complete your no-buy? I'm going to demonstrate this with my own 3-step plan. Use, develop, and focus. Step 1. Use what I already have instead of continually buying more paints that I may or may not use. Step 2. Develop my skills. This year I want to develop skills for quick expressive loose painting and possibly get into portraits. And step 3. Focus on painting instead of getting too caught up in planning. And I'm bringing back my motto for this one. Don't think, just paint. For some of you, a 3-step plan might be too much to think about, and if that's the case, you can easily just say you want to plan to just paint more, draw more, sketch more, whatever it may be. That's for you to decide what works best in your unique situation. And then, goals. What are some goals you can work towards to help you stay on track throughout the duration of your no-buy? Now, this is arguably the most important section. Without goals, you may as well be on a blind path. Your goal might be something as vague as saving $1,000 or mastering watercolor, but that's easier said than done. I like having a tangible goal like completing 3 sketchbooks. I think it's a good way to both see how much you've painted in quantity, but also look back on your own progress. For those focusing on the monetary aspect, you can dedicate an envelope to add money to whenever you stop yourself from buying something. As the months go by and your envelope gets bigger, you can physically see how much you've saved. Last but not least, wish lists. The purpose of making a wish list is to let yourself visually see things currently in your mind and serves as a price reference for the near future. You can easily do this by shopping online and putting products you want into your basket, and then printing out that list. Now that I've shown you how I mentally prepare myself, allow me to share some tips to help you along your no-buy journey. Tip number 1. take inventory. This step will help you rediscover supplies you may have forgotten about. Some of you may prefer to create written lists of your supplies, but I found it extremely helpful for me to do this by reorganizing my art supplies. As I took everything out to tidy up, I simply grouped supplies together like paint, paper, brushes, etc. Tip number 2, take pictures. Once you have all your supplies laid out, I suggest taking collective photos before putting them back in your studio. Then, print them and save them for future reference. You'll be able to refer back to these during the year should you question yourself, do I need paper? Do I need paint? Things like that. Tip number 3, take action. Once you've gathered your supplies, you may find yourself with supplies you want to get rid of. Maybe you never liked it to begin with, or maybe you fell out of love with it. Whatever the case may be, I think it's better to donate it to someone else who will possibly enjoy it more. And if your item is valuable, then sell it for some money back. Whatever you choose to do, I think it's best to take some action instead of continuing to hold on to things. Not only will it clutter your space, but it will also clutter your mind. Tip number 4. Ask yourself questions. I found this extremely handy in the past. Whenever I wanted to buy something throughout the year, I would ask myself some of these questions. Do I need it, or do I just want it? Why do I want it? Will I realistically use it? Do I already have something else similar? I found that most of the time when I wanted to buy something and went through these questions, I couldn't justify my purchase, so ended up saving money in the process. Tip number 5. Make spendings and savings lists. If you're on a complete ban, then I recommend at least having a savings list where you jot down what you would have purchased throughout the year. For those who allow themselves to spend a little throughout, I find it helpful to also keep a spendings list just to make sure you don't overdo it. Tip number 6. Checkpoints. I recommend to do quarterly checkpoints. That's to check in with yourself every 3 or 4 months. For example, if I catch myself having spent too much already and going off track, I can realign and calibrate my mindset for the following months. Final tip, tip number 7, timing. No matter where you are in the year, you can always start a no-buy. You don't have to do a full year of no-buy if you don't want to. Start with 1 month and go from there. Now that we've gone through mental preparation and tips, here is the free worksheet pack that I've prepared for you to help you get started. The blank version of this worksheet pack is available for download in the link in the description box below. But for this video, I'll show you mine that I've already filled as an example. The first page will have the mental prep exercise on the left column, with the tips on the right-hand side. The tips on this worksheet isn't a word-for-word tips list, but instead, I've made it into sort of a condensed checklist that corresponds with what I've said in this video. The next few pages are for you to insert your inventory lists or images. If you have other mediums like gouache, acrylics, pencils, and markers, feel free to add more pages to this section. And then the last 2 pages are for your spendings and savings. Oh no, I forgot to print out my own wish lists, so I'm just going to use this as a placeholder for now. Don't forget yours! When you have finished prepping your no-buy worksheet pack, you can very well keep it tucked away until your next checkpoint. Or if you're like me, you can keep it in your sketchbook for ease of reference. Whenever you get that urge to buy something, just whip out this no-buy pack and read through your goals and questions to slap yourself back to reality. And there you have it! I hope this video has been helpful to some of you, or at least entertaining. I've made this worksheet pack free for everyone because I really believe this can really help people save money. But if along the way you find that it's been helpful and would like to show your appreciation and support this channel, I am now accepting Amazon e-gift cards. It can be anonymous and you can send even just $1. As always, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I wish you all a successful no-buy, no matter if you're doing it for just a month or for the whole year. Don't forget to drink lots of water and stay hydrated.สู้ๆนะคะทุกคน! You can do it, everyone!